Here's the 1945 John Deere B that I've been restoring. Discovered the crankshaft was bad a couple of weeks ago. Basically the fact that these teeth right in here that the drive shaft goes on are all stripped out. And of course this is the drive shaft. As you can see, this is all stripped out inside there. So I had to buy another drive shaft, and I'm going to have to pull the crank out of it and replace that. The farmer that owned this probably used a pulley clutch to operate a belt, and eventually those teeth on there, if there starts to get a little bit of slack in there, it'll strip those teeth out. And that's what I've got, is a bad crank, and I'll have to pull that out. But the block was cracked and I had to replace the block. I've got another block for it, so when I get that crank all changed out, I'll be able to put the block, here's where the block goes, right in here, place it. Radiator's good, I checked that out, and put brand new tires on it. Steering's good. I'll have to repaint, work this sheet metal that's on the hood and repaint it, and then the air stack, I'll have to take it back out and clean it up and paint it and put a new filter in it. On the flywheel here, I've already painted a cover, and just the other day I bought a new starter. Goes right in there. Starters are real expensive for these. It cost me almost $100 for a starter. And of course the seat, I went up to Nebraska to buy the seat from a guy that has a salvage yard up there, and unfortunately though there's a crack in the seat. I'll show you where the crack's at. Right here, if you can see, right there is a hairline crack, or a crack through there, so I'm either going to have to try to get that welded or just replace the seat again. I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but anyway. This is a 6-speed tractor. It's got a high-low gear and a PT, of course it's got the PTO. So it's a 6-speed. It also came with the lights, which means it has 3 gauges here. And pretty simple really. It's got one lever for the, right up there if you can see that lever for the gas, and it's got a light switch and things, but it also came with a light right here on the back. It's missing the, well, I've got the lens and things in the barn down there, but one unusual thing about this tractor is that it came with the umbrella holder, or has an umbrella holder, and those are fairly rare. That's neat. Of course, here's some of the adapters to operate the cultivator, and so eventually I'll try to put those together and paint them. This here's a unique deal. This is a key that goes into the flywheel. So if you're ever out in the field and you have a dead battery, well, you're able to stick this key in here like this, and you can actually start the tractor with this adapter. Of course, this steering wheel is off of a car or something, just stuck on there, but this adapter is made to use with the steering wheel of a tractor. So if your battery ever went out on you, or well, basically your battery went out or your starter went out, you'd be able to put that adapter on the steering wheel and start the tractor with the adapter, which is a neat thing. Got it mostly painted. I got all the frame painted. I've got the wheels painted, and I've got to work on this up here where the gauges are at, and the hood and the lights. I'll probably try to refurbish the steering wheel, and it should be good to go. I got a cover missing. The PTO cover's right over here, there's a little shield that goes on there. So I'll have to get that redone. But this here is the governor, and I cleaned it out, pressure washed it out, and I'll have to repaint the governor. And so anyway, basically I need to put the engine back together, and there's a lot of work as far as putting the carburetor and those things back together, but I can't do anything until I do that crank. And so I'm just waiting on that. Of course, this plate here is an adapter plate for the cultivator, and John Deere came with a cultivator called the Quick Attach, and you would be able to drive up to the cultivator, and then there'd be round cone-shaped bolts on the side in these holes, and you were able to bolt the cultivator onto the tractor, I guess quicker than the old. There was a way before that where you had to put all the bolts in, so it just helped you be able to slide the tractor into the cultivator and then hook it up. Of course, you can see I've got the screen here on this side. It needs to be redone and some new screening put in, and this side here, I don't have it on them. I'm going to try to repaint it. Got to repaint them both, but so the tractor is kind of half together. This front end is the non-roll-o-matic front end, which means that the wheels, they go up and down together, which makes the front of the tractor bounce a little bit more than normal. But on the other hand, this tractor probably tracks a little bit better going down the rows than a roll-o-matic tractor would. So that's it right there. Of course, this is where I have it. A friend of mine, Carl,